All right, so I'm going to be doing Chapter 3, Section 2 notes, solving inequalities using addition or subtraction. So first we'll look at addition property of inequality. What are the solutions of x minus 15 is greater than negative 12? Okay, so since we have x minus 15, we are going to do the opposite, and we're going to add 15 to both sides. Okay, so that crosses off, and I'm left with x is greater than 3. Okay, so remember, I have an open, or I have a greater sign. Those are the open circles. Okay, when I have greater than or equal, or less than or equal, those are my closed circles. Okay, so this is going to be open. So I'm at x is greater than 3. So I have an open circle, and then greater than means all numbers greater than but not including 3. Okay. Okay, so here we have x minus 2 over 5 is less than 3 over 5. Okay, so we're minusing, so we're going to add 2 over 5 to both sides. Okay, that'll cancel, and I'm left with x is less than 3 over 5 plus 2 over 5. Okay, when we add fractions, remember we need a common denominator, which I have, so I'm not worried about that. So I have x is less than 5 over 5, and then 5 over 5 is 1. X is less than 1. So go to my 1. It's an open circle because I don't have a line underneath. It means it's not including 1. And less than goes that way. And you guys probably all know this, but I figured I'd just write it down. Okay, less than and greater than. Okay, 8 is greater than or equal to x minus 3. Okay, we're going to solve this, and then I'll show you how to make the x if you want to write it with x on the left side. Okay, but since we're subtracting 3, of course, we're going to add 3. So I have 11 is greater than or equal to x. Okay, what does that actually mean? 11 is greater than or equal to x. So that means x has to be less than or equal to 11. These are the same exact thing. 11 is greater than or equal to x, so that means 11 is greater than or equal to all the numbers that x could possibly be. So that's the same as saying x is less than or equal to 11. And that doesn't look like an 11, but it is. I'll rewrite that so it's better. Okay, so greater than or equal to. I have a line underneath. It's including the number. So my closed circle and less than. Okay? So if you look on the number line, all the numbers 11 or below would be what x could be. So that means x has to be less than or equal to 11. All right, using the subtraction property. So obviously we're going to have addition and we're going to subtract. Okay, and then we'll graph our solution. So x plus 6 is greater than negative 4. So since I'm adding 6, whoops, since I'm adding 6, I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. So x is greater than negative 4 minus 6. So let's say you have negative $4 in your checking account. So you have a negative balance and you spend another 6. You are now in the hole $10. So you're negative 10. Okay? Open circle because it doesn't have a line underneath. Here's negative 10. And we want greater than. Okay? And you can rewatch this, pause when you need to, whatever you need to do. I'm going to move that down because this will be, all right, so again, I'm subtracting 7 over 6. So I'm going to add 7 over 6 to both sides. Okay, I have 5 plus 7 over 6 is greater than x. Okay, what do we do when we subtract or add fractions? Well, I have this, 5 over 1 plus 7 over 6. I can't add them as they are because they do not have the same denominator. Okay, so if I were to multiply 1 by 6, I have to do the same to the top so I can have a common denominator. Okay, so 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, so now I can add, and I would have 37 over 6. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug that back in over here. Okay, so I have 37 over 6 is greater than x. Okay, so if you want, you can change that into a mixed number, or you can divide 37 by 6, and you would get 6.16 repeating. Okay, so that this is the same as okay, there's my answer. So 6.16 is greater than x, or same thing, x is less than 6.16. So where do I put that? I'm going to go about right here. And it's hard because my circle's big, but you know, do your best guesstimate as to where you would put that circle. Okay? And like I said, my circle's big because I'm doing this with a stylus, so it's hard to do. Okay, next one. We have 4.3 is less than or equal to 0.4 plus x. Okay, so negative 0.4. Okay, so that means we're going to add 0.4. Okay, so I get 4.7 is less than or equal to x, which remember is the same thing as x is greater than or equal to 4.7. Sometimes it's easier to write that way because what happens a lot of times is kids will see 4.7 is less than or equal to x, and they use the less than or equal to sign. Okay, well that's not what that means. So 4.7, I'm just gonna, okay, I was gonna make a dot, but that's not working. Here's 4.7. Let's do this. Oh. Okay, and we have greater than or equal to, so it's a closed circle. Oh, and I put that in the wrong place. Sorry, guys. .7 there. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I thought I was placing it in the right spot, but I was not. All right, so last one. Oh, we missed one. I'll go back and do that one later. Okay, so negative 0.1z is greater than z plus 1.9. Okay, so z is positive. I'm going to subtract it. So I basically have negative 0.1 minus 1.0. Okay, because there's a 1 with that z. So I've got okay, you know what? We're going to cross this one out because I wrote it wrong. So we're just going to ignore that. And we're going to go back to the one that we were doing. Okay, so this one. This is the one I wanted to show you guys. So here I have negative 4p minus 2 plus 5p is greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so we've got two p's there, so we need to combine like terms. Negative 4p plus 5p is 1p minus 2 greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so then I'm going to add 2 to both sides. P is greater than or equal to 12. So here's my 12 greater than or equal to. Okay, so you're just adding or subtracting and combining like terms. I will write down your assignment if I can find it, that is. I hope you guys understood this. Okay, so there's your assignment on adding and subtracting inequalities. Again, this will be on Canvas, so if you're stuck, go back and rewatch the video. Make sure you're taking your own notes because that's going to help.